Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Don't Be Like Jack. When you think of cooking with Jack, you probably think about a few things like his bad cooking, his narcissistic attitude, his strokes, or his barbecue sauce. Since I already made a video covering all 5 of Jack's strokes, I thought I'd make this video to cover the rise and fall of Jack's line of sauces.
I don't know if you guys know, I used to DJ nightclubs. I wanted to DJ nightclubs.
I don't know if you guys know, I DJ'd nightclubs for 7 years.
Not a lot of people know about this, but Jack used to be a DJ for Kick FM Country Radio back in the day. Shortly after leaving the radio station in 2000, he briefly worked at an artist management company before starting his own company, Give Me Entertainment. Jack managed music artists, screenwriters, and eventually he ended up managing an unknown chef. Supposedly one day, the chef just quit working with Jack and left him with over 300 pounds of spices. Jack, without knowing anything about cooking, decided to make a barbecue sauce using these abandoned spices. If you ask around, there's people who claim that Jack actually stole the recipe from the chef, but unfortunately I can't find any evidence to back this up. Jack would one day deliver jars of his homemade barbecue sauce to Breeze Meats in Garden Grove, California to get sampled by customers, and this is where he supposedly came up with the name for his sauce. Jack said that when he returned to Breeze, he was told by the butcher that every customer who tried it said this was the best sauce they've ever tasted. Jack decided to take that statement and name his product the best barbecue sauce you'll ever taste. Now, this is a bit hypocritical of Jack because he himself actually said multiple times that he can't stand it when restaurants or products claim that they are the best.
It said best pizza in town inside the building.
It did.
How dare you write on the building, best pizza in town. Right there, best pizza in town. Look at that's it.
I've been tripping across some recipes that say they're the best. Nothing burns me. This is the best pasta sauce ever. When somebody claims it to be the best ever, or they would eat their iPhone, I gotta challenge them.
It's kind of hard to believe he made something that was even remotely close to being the best, since there seems to be a lot of reviews from people claiming that it pretty much just tastes like a smoky vinegar flavored jelly. It also doesn't help that Jack makes it look like literal shit when he uses it.
You have to squeeze it to get it to come out. Look at that. Whoa. It's almost like a jelly. But it'll come out if you just shake it hard enough. There we go. Look at that.
Jack began selling his sauces at the Orange County Marketplace and also sold them on his website, which was called thebestsauces.com. Speaking of the Orange County Marketplace, Jack actually recorded an interesting moment here where he runs into Guy Fieri and begs him to taste his sauce.
Hey, Guy, can I bother you for 1 second? It's called the best barbecue sauce you'll ever taste. Would you criticize it for me? No, can't do that?
Sorry.
Because of contracts and stuff?
Yeah,
It
gets a little tight.
Can I at least get you to taste it at least? Can you get him a sample?
Yeah.
Can you take it with him? I don't even need to hear anything about it.
There's regular and hot.
Just give me hot.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Cool.
Oh, and give him a flyer too.
There you go.
Thank you, guys.
You guys.
Take care. Okay, how cool was that, huh? Did you see him? He lifted up his little... You didn't see... Watch this again. Take a look at that. He likes it right there. There it is.
He seems to be a big fan of Guy here in the video, however, when you hear Jack talk about Guy in later videos, you would think he's Guy's #1 hater.
Right next to Guy Fieri's place. Wonder if it's any good. Should we review it?
No.
Nah. I'd rather go to pizza. Wow, he's got a screen with him on it.
Wow.
It's all about him. You know what irritates me? Alright, our new waitress just told me that I can't film here. If I was Guy Fieri, they wouldn't have a problem. Isn't that weird? If I had spiky blonde hair, I could film here, so.
But perhaps I'll talk more about Jack's love/hate relationship with Guy in a later video. Around this time, Jack's brother Charles Scalfani suggested that Jack should make a YouTube channel to promote his sauces while teaching people how to cook. Which is basically the equivalent of a virgin starting a YouTube channel to teach people how to pick up women. But, whatever. In 2007, the Cooking with Jack show was born and the world witnessed something beautiful. Jack, the Salmonella fella Scalfani, showed us how to cut a pineapple.
Today's cooking tip is how to cut a pineapple. Then just kind of turn it around, and what you'll see these little brown divots here. Just take your peeler, the end of your peeler, We're just going to dig some of those out there, and they should pull right out once you get them started. We don't want those, especially when we're going to be cutting this. And make sure you go all the way through, all the way around. And if you do it correctly, it should pop right out. And that's how you cut a pineapple.
Jack would continue to make a lot of very mundane and cringeworthy how-to videos as well as product reviews, and would plug in an ad for his sauces at the end or during the middle of each video. I'm not really sure how any of this was possible in the first place or who in their right mind wanted to buy barbecue sauce from a man who teaches people how to make bowls of diarrhea. But I suppose his false confidence did play a huge part in all of this.
Gotta lick your armpit to get that taste out of your mouth. I need to lick my armpit just to get the taste out of my mouth. I'm gonna have to go lick my armpit right now to get the flavor out of my mouth. This is what I call an armpit licker. You lick your armpit just to get the taste out of your mouth. Like Rick, I'm gonna lick my armpit just to get the taste out of my mouth.
In July 2012, Jack posted a blog titled My Shark Tank Story. In his blog, he states that he submitted an application to Shark Tank and kept resubmitting them in hopes that he would hear something back. After his 7th resubmission, he received a message telling him that he needs to stop submitting applications. Jack waited around 2 weeks and ended up getting a call saying that Shark Tank is interested in his barbecue sauce. He was told that he needed to ship samples of his sauce to the casting department, which seemed to irritate Jack a bit because he claims that he already sent samples of his sauce beforehand. He then fills out a contract and explains the percentages the Sharks could get depending on what kind of deal they land on. Jack was also told to record his pitch, so he recorded it, sent it in, and said the producers loved it. He did post a Vimeo link to his pitch here, but sadly the link doesn't work anymore. Jack says he was told he would be filming the show in July, so he and the producers practice his pitch every week. He had 2 backup plans to bring up on the show just in case the deal with the Sharks started going south. He planned to tell them that he had a meeting with Walmart coming up in the fall which would sell his sauces in stores if things went well. If that didn't work, he would then tell the Sharks about his YouTube channel that quote-unquote promotes his sauces in over 95 countries in hopes that it would change the Sharks' minds. Unfortunately, Jack would never go on Shark Tank. While getting his hair cut at a barbershop and explaining to the barber that his barbecue sauce is God's will? Yeah, Jack is pretty fucking insane. Anyways, after talking to his barber about God's will and all, he received a phone call from the producers saying that he's been cut from the show. After a moment of silence, he tells his son and his barber the bad news and drives straight home to blog about this whole experience, hoping it would ease his pain. It did not. Jack was still able to show up to his meeting with Walmart, and apparently they all flipped out over his sauces and was told his sauce would be selling in at least 100 stores in California. If his sales grew, he would then be able to branch out in more stores across the US. By the way, for anyone wondering how Jack was able to get a deal with Walmart in the first place, he just had to do one simple thing. He just had to ask his brother if he could introduce them to his sauces. Jack's brother, Jim Scalfani, at the time was a senior product development manager at Walmart headquarters, so being able to set up a meeting with them was really easy. The following year, Jack updates his blog and thanks God for his will being done. I'm sure God wants to stay far away from your sauce, you weirdo. He updated his blog one last time to announce that he's going to appear on a show called the West Texas Investors Club. He's being honest about this part, but I'm having a hard time believing that Shark Tank called him to invite him back on the show just for him to turn them down. It feels like he just made that up as a way to give them one last insult.
So get ready, here we go. I'm rubbing it in this time. If you can't handle cookie eating, you might want to change the channel right now. Okay, so I'm not going to rub it in at all.
Oh my God, you sick little monkey!
Like I said, Jack announced that he was going to be on a show called the West Texas Investors Club. In 2015, the show aired on CNBC and Jack appeared on the 2nd episode. For anyone interested, you can actually buy this episode on YouTube, Amazon, Apple TV, or Fandango. The show starts with Jack waddling off an airplane and then he gets picked up in a beaten down truck and gets taken to see the investors. Right before he arrives to the meeting, the investors seem to be talking a little shit about Jack and poke fun at the fact that he's an Italian man who makes barbecue sauce. The decor in the room, the cigars, and the beer kind of makes Jack trip out a little. He acts like these are all odd things to see in Texas for some reason, I don't know why. As Jack starts giving his pitch, the investors interrupt him multiple times, poke fun at him being an Italian sauce maker again, and tell him the name of his sauce is a bold claim to make in Texas. Jack asks for $300,000 for 20% of his company, to which the investors ask how much he's made in a year, to which Jack replies that in his best year, he made $106,000. The investors ask how much of that amount was profit, which somehow forces Jack to have a Jimmy Neutron-style brain blast. After a minute, Jack responds that he probably made $35,000 of profit from that amount. One of the investors gets kind of irritated and questions how Jack doesn't already have his numbers memorized, especially after selling sauces for 15 years. They question him about his Walmart sales and sound like they're not really impressed until Jack brings up his YouTube channel and explains how he makes money off of all his views. Little do the investors know, a huge portion of Jack's views are mostly from people hate watching, trolling, or simply just people having a laugh at how bad of a cook he is. They then ask themselves why Jack's sales seem to be very low despite having millions of views on his channel. They then ask Jack if he would be willing to sell a portion of his channel because they feel like that would be a far better investment than his barbecue sauce. Jack tells them that his channel is off the table, which makes the investors feel like he's trying to screw them over by only wanting to make a deal on his lower source of income. They screw around with Jack and interrupt him during his pitch again, then ask him to bring the sauce over for a taste. According to the investors, the sauce tasted a little bit too sweet. Before striking a deal, they tell Jack that they want to put him to a test and enter him into a cook-off against a professional barbecuer. What happens next is very embarrassing. Now, if you watch Jack's channel, you would think he knows about barbecuing, right? I mean, he sells sauces and he constantly tries to make it seem like he's highly skilled when it comes to grilling and smoking. However, when the cook-off begins, Jack has no idea how to start a fire or work the grill, which makes the investors in the competition confused.
Do we have a fire source?
That's your wood pile. Let's get after it.
All right. I've never used wood before.
You know how to start a fire?
I've only used one of these in a video game.
He's got the best barbecue sauce in the world, and he's never barbecued before.
Are these heat-resistant gloves, right?
He said, well, I work with a gas grill. Well, that ain't barbecuing. That's just cooking.
The investors describe Jack's setup as a clusterfuck and make fun of his undercooked ribs and even go as far as to say that they've had sushi that was more cooked than any of his meat. After a lot of struggling, the investors decide to step in and help Jack grill his ribs, and instead of being grateful for the helping hands and riding out the storm with them, he decides to fuck off and starts chatting with every one of the crowd members while the investors do all the work by themselves. Jack tells people his life story, promotes his YouTube channel, signs bottles of his sauce, and asks people if they can watch them eat. Which is a very weird and disgusting thing to ask strangers, and I'm pretty sure Jack gets off on watching others eat. I actually have some receipts to back that up, but I'll save that for another video. A few times Jack ends up talking to people who have seen his channel before, and every time this happens, Jack has to turn around and shout out,
Gosh, hey guys, you know me? Is this it?
We got a...
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, she saw me on YouTube. She knows me.
which pisses them off quite a bit because they're still cooking all his meat for him while he's going around getting his ego blown up. The judging part of the competition begins, and when it comes down to the last judge, which also happens to be one of the two investors, it seems as if Jack's about to win when he reaches for Jack's plate, but at the last second grabs the other cook's plate instead. This really hurts Jack's feelings and makes him extremely salty.
Investment is everything. It's the future of my company. And when you sit here pretending you're going to grab my plate, knowing the difference, that hurt.
The cook-off ends up resulting in a tie somehow, so they decide to choose the winner by dumping the trash can and checking how many colored plates were in there from each person who ate in the crowd. The red plates represented Jack, and the blue plates represented the other cook, Dustin. Dustin ended up winning the competition, which, you could tell, made Jack upset. After the competition, the investors talked about how Jack's sauce isn't really a worthy investment. They do bring his YouTube channel back up and somehow viewed his interaction with the crowd as a sign of his potential to be a famous influencer / TV personality. They decide that they would only invest in his sauce if Jack allows them to invest in his YouTube channel as well. After calling Jack back into their office, they propose the new deal to him. Now, this is where the highlight of the episode begins. Jack tells them that his YouTube channel is not an option because he doesn't want to sell something that is a piece of him. So I guess he's saying that his sauce isn't a piece of him? Maybe he did steal the recipe after all. They tell him his sauce company is valued at $150,000, yet he wants double that amount for only 20% and says nobody in their right mind would invest in his sauce. Jack keeps trying to convince them that his sauce could make them a lot of money, but basically backs this up with a lot of nonsense.
Tell us how you got to this supplied value number of $1.5 million.
15 years of effort to get us through to where we are on the shelves at Walmart, all the work I put in, all the deliveries, all the customer base, and all that.
I can't think of any investor in their right mind that would do that.
You calling that R&D?
It's 15 years of my work that you guys haven't put in.
Really doesn't have anything to do with the value of the company.
We go nationwide with the sauce. It's gonna blow away what I value it. We'll make that in 1 year.
But you're asking us to invest in what you hope it's going to be.
Yeah. You guys do business a certain way. I don't want to step on that.
That's not a matter of opinion. That's just the way it's done.
Yeah, it's just a matter of fact.
Well, that's where we don't.
Well, do you think this is a fair deal for
I think
us?
it's more than fair.
I think a lot of this is blue sky and what you're wanting it to be and not what it is.
We shouldn't work together anymore. I see that now.
He gets frustrated and makes it sound like they're the ones who are the problem, which makes them a little bit offended. After a moment of silence, they blatantly ask if he's only there to be on TV. They point out how him being on TV could boost his views on YouTube and tell him up front that they feel like he loves the idea of being a celebrity more than his own sauce company. Jack gets wildly offended by this claim even though there's truth to it and accuses them of calling him a liar.
Can't help but think that it's more important to you to be a celebrity than it is to have a barbecue sauce company.
So you're calling me a liar? You're saying
I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm just
that's
saying
how I define it.
I believe you're here for the wrong reason.
That's calling me a liar. However you cook it, it's still beef.
When people ask us for this kind of money, I'm gonna get to the bottom of the person. If that upsets you,
no.
Sorry.
I'm upset because you don't know me.
After a bit of light arguing, Jack decides to show off his hidden talent. That's right, everyone. Jack has a hidden talent that his own viewers don't even know about, and I'm about to show it to all of you. So ladies and gentlemen, pause the video, grab some popcorn, sit back, relax, and enjoy one of the best performances you've ever seen in your entire life. I present to you, I Am Real, a Jack Scalfani story.
It's not about money right now. It's about my reputation. And I mean it. I work hard to take care of everybody. Everybody who I've been around since I've been here. I make sure they're fed. It matters more that the people you had at that barbecue were taken care of and loved on more than me making the meat and winning the contest. I don't need to win no contests. The people are more important. I am like the only YouTuber that answers every email. I don't want to be rich. I want to take care of people. And that's why I don't get a lot of money on every jar. That's why I sell it from my house, $5, $4, whatever they can afford. I give it away to the mailman and the postman and FedEx and the plumber because I want them to enjoy it. You guys don't know me.
I know.
I am real.
I know.
Your love is people. Follow your dreams, man. I mean, you're a people person.
I didn't lie.
Jack, I didn't mean to offend you, and I apologize. And I apologize.
Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy, yummy, you guys.
Wow. Just wow. If Jack was smart, he would have gotten an acting career early on in his life and could have been far more successful than he ever would have imagined. But instead, he chose the stroke life. The episode ends with Jack still being salty about them poking fun at him earlier in the episode and claims that they wouldn't have been good partners. Later in life, after stroke number 4, Jack would have at least one more opportunity to sell his sauce.
Jack Attack 6'9". And a lot of you want to know how I came up with that number. I tried a lot of numbers that are easy to remember for me. 4, 9, 13, and 69. And when I got to 69, that's easy to remember because they're opposite of each other. So anyway, that's how I came up with my name, and that's the only reason why I used it. 70 episodes. It seems like just last week it was 69.
Half cut. Get ready, guys. Look at that. It's ooey and gooey.
Jack continued to sell his sauces at Walmart, Whole Foods, Amazon, and his website for a while, but his sales would steadily decline. Eventually, he added other products to his line like teriyaki sauce, Caribbean jerk sauce, gourmet seasoning that makes your food look like it's decayed, and he also had a line of beef jerky for a short period to try to gain more sales, but unfortunately this wasn't enough to make up for the fact that his product was really bad. In July 2021, Jack uploaded a video titled Big Sauce Announcement. In this video, he announces that he's going to start selling his sauces nationwide, but there's a catch. In order to buy any of his sauces, you first have to go through a series of steps. You have to go to findmysauce.net, put in your zip code, use the store finder to find the nearest Do It Best hardware store, call them or go into the store, ask for the manager, tell them you want Jack's sauces, wait for them to get delivered, drive back to the store, And finally, after all that, you can purchase Jack sauce. Jack tries to make this sound much easier than ordering his sauces the original way through Amazon or his website by saying no one will ever have to pay for shipping this way. In the past, a lot of people have claimed that they received broken bottles of sauces whenever they order from Jack. So Jack takes a moment to blame postal workers and Amazon delivery for all the broken jars instead of taking accountability for not packaging his product well enough. He also includes this very awkward moment where he goes into the hardware store and has an employee taste test the sauce. And I'm not sure why? It's really random and has nothing to do with how you're supposed to order his sauce, and the employee also seems really uninterested and barely even responds.
So you're gonna tell them, hey, can you carry the best barbecue sauce you'll ever taste? We got all our flavors here, and I've got a gentleman here that's gonna try the sauce on the spot. The hot one is my favorite, by the way. It takes about 3 seconds for the heat to kick in. So after you try it, it'll be like 1, 2, 3, and you'll feel a little warm. It's that easy, guys.
Jack ends the video by announcing a care package giveaway where he'll send a variety pack of his sauces to the first 5 people who get their hardware stores to carry Jack sauces as long as they provide photo evidence. It's weird how he just stated that his jars always get broken in the mail but wants to ship them out to the winners anyways. This whole deal with Do It Best Hardware sounds kind of random, but once again this was possible because of Jack's brother Jim Scalfani. Jim was actually a senior merchandise manager for Do It Best Hardware and made this whole thing possible, just like the deal he got Jack with Walmart several years before. People really didn't want to go through the multiple steps it took to order Jack sauces, and eventually they were removed from all the hardware stores. Jack's website, thebestsauces.com, and findmysauce.net were both shut down as well. Jack desperately tried to chase his dream in the worst possible ways for many years, and even though he had small moments of stardom, he ended up failing in everything he wanted to do. No YouTube fame, no sauce being sold nationwide, no Food Network show, and he even lost quite a few friends. Well, everyone, that pretty much covers Jack's barbecue sauce arc. Don't be afraid to let me know what other aspects of Jack you'd like me to cover. I really hope you all enjoyed the video and learned a thing or two, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, don't be like Jack.